Hey guys, I had a specific question about this problem, so I'm going to work it. So one thing to remember is that anytime you have more than one term on the bottom of a fraction like this and you're dividing these polynomials, you have to use long division. So what's on the bottom goes on the outside, so 4a plus 3, and we're going to divide that into 12a cubed minus 3a squared minus 5a plus 10. So a lot of this is similar to how you would do a regular long division problem with numbers. So the first thing we do is we're going to look at just this 4a, and we're going to see what we need to multiply by to get it to be 12a cubed. So you're just looking at the first term. So let me write this over here so we can see. So I'm saying 4a times something is equal to 12a cubed. So to get from 4 to 12, we need to multiply by 3. And if we only have one a and we need 3 altogether, that means we need 2 more, so I'm going to use a squared. Okay, so let me erase these lines underneath so we don't get confused. Okay, so then you're going to put that up at the top because that's what you're going to multiply by. I always line it up with the like term, so I'm going to put it with the a squared. Okay, so we've got 3 a squared. And then you do the multiplication. So I'm going to say 4a times 3a squared is 12a cubed. And then you also multiply this 3. So 3 times 3a squared is positive 9a squared. Right? Okay, so next thing, very, very important, is that we're subtracting. When you subtract, you have to change the signs. Okay, for polynomials. So this was a positive 12a squared. Now I'm going to make it minus. This was positive 12a cubed. This was positive 9a squared. I'm going to make it minus. I always circle the new sign so I can keep up with it. The biggest mistake I see here is not changing the signs, and that will throw off the whole thing. So 12a cubed minus 12a cubed cancels, which is what you want to happen every time. That first one should cancel. And then we have negative 3a squared minus 9a squared, which is negative 12a squared. Then just like in regular division, you're going to bring the next term down. So we have negative 5a there. And we're going to do the same thing all over again. So I'm going to take this and say 4a times what gives me negative 12a. So to get from 4 to negative 12, we need a negative 3. So I'm going to do minus 3. And from a to a squared, we need an a. Okay? So we'll do the same thing again. We're going to actually multiply that out. So I've got 4a times negative 3a is negative 12a squared. And then 3 times negative 3a is negative 9a. Okay? All right, then we're going to go through and don't forget to change the signs. So we're going to change this to a plus, change this to plus. Then negative 12a squared, positive 12a squared, that cancels. Again, that should always happen. Then we have negative 5a plus 9a, which is positive 4a. Bring this one down. Okay, and we got to do it all over again. You're not finished until you can't bring anything else down. So I'm going to say 4a times what gives me 4a? Well, 4 times what is 4, and that's just 1, so we have plus 1. And then a times what is a? You don't need any more a, so we're just going to use the plus 1. So we'll multiply that out again. So we have 4a times 1 is 4a. And then 3 times 1 gives me positive 3. Again, we're going to make sure we change our signs here. So this is going to be minus and minus. 4 minus 4 cancels. 10 minus 3 gives me 7. Nothing else to bring down. So that means that we're finished with this. So now we need to write the answer. So first, you start with what's on the top. Okay. So our answer is going to start with 3a squared minus 3a plus 1. Then you look at your remainder. If your remainder is positive, you put a plus. If it was negative, we would use minus there. Then you write your remainder, which was 7, over what you divided by, okay, or what was on the bottom to start with, which is 4a plus 3. Okay, and that is your final answer. These just take a lot of practice to get used to the steps, but the main thing is make sure you change your signs. Okay. All right, I hope that helps some.